the game, bro.
Hey, listen, bro.
Cut it out, bro. Y'all go hold each other pockets, bro, cause y'all don't want to fight us for real.
Yeah,
bro.
hold that man undenied, bro. Hold that man undenied. Appreciate that.
I know for a fact, we'll kill y'all by ourselves. Y'all
We
got to
kill y'all by you
us.
redneck looking boy. I say shit up, man, undenied, boy.
Black.
That's even worse.
What is good, OD fam? We are back with some more Division 2 content, and in today's video, I'm going to showcase my final and most OD variation for system corruption. But before I get into it, if you are enjoying the content and want to stay up to date with all things Division, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get it. So, as you guys know, system corruption is my favorite gear set, and that's even despite it being not very good. With the current and past metas being all about huge damage from certain gear pieces, as well as massive survivability with the combination of 6 armor cores and the firewall medkit, making a gear set like system corruption viable in PvP can be a big challenge. Hackstep Protocol does provide a brief and very strong boost to survivability, but in terms of damage, there's no big contribution added by the gear set. Comparing that to combinations like Double Companion or Fox and Contractors, or even something like Full Crit, you can see how system corruption can kind of be left behind. But with the addition of a few key gear pieces and definitely some expertise, we can begin to close the gap. And with that being said, let's get into my final variation for system corruption. Starting with our specialization, we're going Gunner, and this to me is and has always been the best combination for the gear set. We don't have a medkit, so the passive talents, Barrage and Incessant, synergize very well with the build. We have the exotic mask, Catharsis, which allows us to build up to 30% weapon damage while taking damage before dropping a healing cloud with its talent, Vicious Cycle. We have the Picaro's holster for the extra 15% weapon damage. And finally, we have 4 pieces from the System Corruption gear set, which unlocks 15% armor on kill and 40% disrupt and pulse resistance to go along with our talent, Hackstep Protocol, which replaces our medkit with an instant infinite use buff, which grants bonus armor and bonus damage on a 20-second cooldown. We have the backpack talent, Multi-Threaded Execution, which enhances our bonus armor buff from 50 to 100%. And we also have the chest piece talent, Compiler Optimization, which decreases that buff cooldown from 20 to 15 seconds. Moving on to our weapons, we have the FAMAS with Measured, which is one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. And for our secondary, we have the Eagle Bearer and its talent, Eagle Strike. Now, this one is really up to you guys. I know a lot of you love this weapon, and for the most part, it's not my favorite, but I am trying it because the base damage and RPM work very well with this build setup. For our skills, we have the Banshee Pulse to disrupt targets, and as always, we have our Defender Drone for added protection. Our final build setup comes out to 1.6 million armor with 4 armor cores and 2 damage, with our main weapon finishing at 55% crit chance and 81% critical damage. Now listen fam, I truly believe this build to be valuable in PvP, but only at a higher expertise level. And to be a little bit more specific, mostly in terms of damage. Survivability isn't really in question when it comes to this gear set, but if you're not doing enough damage, you might have a tough time navigating PvP encounters. I would recommend an expertise level of at least 17 or above when competing against meta builds or higher level players so that you can somewhat match their damage while on the buff. The Eagle Bearer does lessen the damage gap at lower levels because of the high base damage, but as I said earlier, it's not my favorite as it can put you in a very bad position while on the buff and not getting the kill. But all in all, this is by far my favorite and most OD variation, combining all the benefits of system corruption with Picaros and Catharsis. Timely buff activation combined with the high RPM and expertise level of the FAMAS makes for a very lethal combination, and since not many people run this, you will catch most agents off guard. But as always, let me know what you guys think. I really enjoy the build and feel like I have finally cracked the code for my playstyle, and honestly for me it was all about my expertise level and damage output, but feel free to send suggestions or recommendations on how I can make this better. And if you are enjoying the content and want to stay up to date with all things Division, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to join the OD family. Thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all be blessed and stay OD.
I don't understand you. You go rogue to do what? To run and hide? I don't get that. I'm confused.
Rogue agent nearby. Jeez.